Hello everyone and welcome to round number 6 of the Slip Grip GT4 Championship. We are at Kyalami and I am your lead commentator for this race, Kyle, and I'm joined with Tom as the co.
As the co or the COVID?
The COVID.
The COVID commentator.
As long as you don't mention it, it's alright, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
But no, at the moment, Ash Coupland is on pole at the moment. Whilst I get set up. He's on pole with a 52.2 and the others about 4 tenths, 6 tenths behind. Again, just to remind, they all have 4 sets of tyres over the whole sort of race, or races, as today we've got a 20-minute first race and an hour race straight afterwards. And they've only got 4 set of tyres for practice, qualifying and the 2 races.
So some of the guys from Slip and Grip are currently out in Spa. We've been watching the 24-hour race, so we've got a reduced grid partially because of that. And also because the football's on, and generally it's summer. The grid's reduced slightly from what they were, so a lesser grid of 9 cars and myself feeling unwell will let Kyle take the lead on this one. So Ash and Mark looking strong early on. That's a good showing for the Posper lads.
Yeah, it is. So Mark has been getting quite quick actually. Few championships that I've done with him, he's definitely improved quite a lot recently. But definitely got some good pace. We'll see how he goes for the rest of the race. All about being consistent in the races, doesn't say. Poles, you want pole for qualifying, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get pole. Always try and make it back in the race, but pole does make it a lot easier.
And the format for this evening?
20-minute race 1 and an hour for race 2, I believe.
Nice, so both demanding in different ways. The sprint will be quite intense, and the second race a little bit more taxing on the endurance of the drivers.
It'd be interesting to see the strategies. Some people maybe saving a set of tyres because I didn't see many people did many laps, so they might be saving a set of tyres for the race. So they might see a few pit stops around about 30 minutes into race 2. So Ash gone faster.
Yeah, so Ash, Alex and Mark all improved on their last, as did Joe. Joe got his way up to 4th. Mark Senior is currently improving.
Yeah.
Across the line he goes, closes the gap a little more.
Ash just came out the pits. I think he's just bottled on a set of fresher tyres, ready for another run. Which I don't know how well that'll work out. Might want to save the tyres for the actual race, but see what happens. Joe's improving by 2/10, but it's not really gonna 3/10 now, but might be able to jump Mark. But it looks like he's just lost a few tenths in the last corner there, because I did see the relative go 6 tenths up, but all of it lost on the exit. Doesn't really improve.
He's knocking on the door of Mark's time though.
He is. But just hopping on board with him, he looks like he's fighting the car quite a lot through a lot of the corners. The car doesn't seem to be exactly in tune with the car, or the car not.
We did see that from Wellborn.
Yeah.
Quite a lively car, and yeah, if you keep on top of it, you're laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's close on track limits there from Joe, pushing to get every ounce of time out of that. Yeah, briefly 0.4 up, now 0.1 only, so was a little slower. There's Monroe. Gets out of Joe's way quite well.
Yeah. Nice to see no one blocking each other in the qualifying. I mean, there's only 9 people on track, so there's plenty of track for them to get their clean laps in. Joe again not really improving on this lap, but he made a mistake in the last corner, so there's definitely a couple of quite a bit of time there. So we'll see if he can leapfrog Mark in qualifying.
Through the right-hander there, past the sausage curb. Hi John, hi Alex, we see you in the chat. Through Cheetah was the right-hander. Joe did improve there on that last lap. He found quite a bit of time in that last corner where we'd seen him run wide on the previous 2 attempts. So Joe dispatches Mark Roddenberry, breaks up the Porsches and puts it currently 3rd on the grid. But as you said, there's a lot of places where he can improve throughout the lap. For example, that corner where there was an apex.
Well,
as he parks the car.
Must be listening into the stream. Look at some track. Ash is not really improving on his lap. I think that first lap definitely a good benchmark, as he's gone wide through the. Oh, that's Alex that's gone wide. It's going to be close between Joe and Mark. Not Joe and Challenger, the same person.
Joe Challenger.
Joe Challenger.
Classic.
Challenger, yeah.
Throwback to race 1.
But no, it's going to be close between Mark and Joe, as he's improved coming through Cheetah. Although that's track limits.
That's a number of cars you've seen now off in that gravel trap. So, and then wide in the subsequent corners. Not ideal. I see a Craggle in the chat. There's a Craggle on your screen. Craggle Jr. running round. Currently the lead silver. One of only 2. So as long as he gets to the end, he's got a podium, which I think is better than his dad's ever done. No, I'm joking, Craig. I hope you're well out in Belgium. Where is he? There he is. Currently 0.6 down on his best. Obviously heard me. They park it, so we've got 5 minutes left. They're not going to want to rinse too many tyre sets. Osborne, Ash Copeland, half a second faster.
Half a second up, yeah. I don't know where he's found that time, but looks really pushing this lap. See if he can find any more time, or if he's just gonna back off a little bit. He's gonna see that delta, maybe push it a little more, or back off a little bit. We'll see. But 4/10 at the moment, so he's lost a 10th going down the hill, but you see his exit through the last corner, and that is going to be a 4/10 improvement, nearly 5/10, and that's going to put him a 51.2, which is not. Oh, that's a really good lap.
Talk about gap the field. Andy Benton behind is improving. There he is in his green motor. He's got half a second improvement, so he might be on to James's time. Huge chunk of curb there, that's not going to help things, but gets it slowed down. So he's getting an early enough drive, which he can. He's 0.6 up.
Him hitting that curve didn't really cost him, well, any time really.
No, so if he drives round it next time, he'll gain a couple of tenths, and he might
definitely.
He might get onto Mark Samuel's time, so that's really good.
Yeah. Mark's improving and Alex is improving. 3/10 up at the moment for both of them, but it just looks like Alex has lost a little bit through there, coming into the hairpin. Interesting lines through the hairpin. A lot of different lines people like to take. A lot of people go a bit wider and cut back for the second. Some of the people, or I prefer going a bit tighter initially, and you can easily take the last bit flat and just focus on your exit. But interesting to see the different lines in the GT4s as the Alex just goes off track. I think that's going to be a track limit, so I don't think this lap is going to count, but we'll see if he can improve again, as Mark is on for a 6/10 improvement coming down the hill into the corner before Cheetah, as he's taken the grass lines. I think he's learnt a bit of iRacing. Seems very stable through there. Missing that massive sausage curb by Cheetah. Lost a bit of time through there into the last corner and nails the throttle to the line.
Good drive out the final.
Yeah. It's gonna put him
up to second.
Yeah. Not bad.
For an arrival drive, that's not too bad. He only said he was going to race today.
No, definitely. Good. Alex also on a very slight improvement, but any improvement might leapfrog him ahead of Mark. So
he takes your tight line, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's a good line. I think. I've only raced around here once, so don't know exactly where all the time is, but from the Lamborghini Trofeo series I did, that seemed to be the better line through there. As Alex coming through the last corner.
It's got a little bit.
Slightly. Yeah, a slight improvement, but through. I think he just went in a little too fast and wasn't able to get the exit.
No,
still
Go on, sorry.
Still a slight improvement, so if he can find that little bit more time, then you'll definitely get ahead of Mark for the race.
Not quite getting the nose on that apex, but yeah, it's just dropped away the time that he had gained through the first sector. Looks like a little understeer in that Porsche. I know it is a Porsche, but didn't really look like it was where he needed it to be. Hopefully he can sustain that through the race, but it's going to look really good for positive perception. Parked on the front row.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Porsche 123.
Yeah, looking strong. Be interesting to see what Joe can do. Joe's flicking in and out of an improvement on his Delta as well. He's only No, he's 50. Sorry, that's not Joe. That's Andy Benton. Joe appears to have parked it, and he's calling it fourth. Excuse me. Just take note as well. Track temperature in the quali session 37 degrees. So we'll see where we end up for the race. Backing it in for Alex Osborne there. See if he can get the nose in here.
All right, but didn't really use much of the exit curb, so probably I could have got on the throttle a little bit earlier to sort of extend the corner, but
Yeah, looks to have settled down now. Joe Challoner will feed the car back into the pits. Practice finding that speed limit line. There we go. That's session done then. So it was 37 degrees. We'll see what comes of this next session. Looks like it is going to be 37 degrees again. Should we get both of them in for an interview at the same time?
Ash and Mark.
Yeah, you ready for this? You got to lead it, right?
Oh, okay. So Mark, second place. Just turned up. How was that?
Different. It's been a while since I've been in the GT4 at Kyalami. But yeah, pretty happy with that.
Good. And Ash, how was that for you?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I only literally turned laps this morning, so I'm pretty happy with that as well.
Well, he seems to have a good advantage over the rest of the field, about half a second clear of anybody. So
Yeah, the race is completely different though, isn't it? Different setup, different situations.
You must be happy, Mark. A positive perception lockout on the front row looks quite good.
I'm so glad you brought it up because I wasn't going to. But yeah, boy, happy with that.
Brilliant. Looks really good. Oh God, Carl, you do it. I can't.
no, it does look good. But
Good stuff.
Yeah, I thought I'd run the same livery as Ash just to really confuse everyone.
well, I'll try and get the names right then.
Yeah, we're going to call the wrong car in the wall. Or will that definitely be Mark? Not
That
sure.
will definitely be me.
Okay.
Definitely.
No, good luck to you guys. Really good showing, and yeah, good luck. Hopefully, we get to speak to you both at the end on the podium. That'd be cool.
Hopefully.
Great. Thank you.
Cheers,
Good
guys.
luck. I can't click drive yet. I wanted to get a good shot of their cars on the grid, but all I've got is a track map and a chat box in the way. Alex McGee, he's lucky Slip and Grip is on tour. Fighting talk. Come back and do it next week. So 20 minutes. We are then. So it's the next day, but it's maintained temperature and track conditions. So that's
I think
good.
it's
And then the next race will be in a simulated 2 hours later. And given that it looks as sunny as it does on the screen, I don't think we're going to see any rain. But stranger things have happened in ACC.
yeah, absolutely. With ACC, definitely a lot of randomness happens. You set the server to dry and you load up and it's wet. So that's happened to me. Happened over in the boys. So hopefully,
30 seconds.
well, I hope it stays dry throughout the race, but I wouldn't mind a bit of rain just to spice things up. Definitely. So Ash is on pole, Mark is on second. We'll see if there are any team orders going into the start of lap, but knowing Mark and Ash, I don't think so.
No, I think it'll be a straight fight.
I hope so.
Mr. Raddenbury, and yeah, they've both got to have pressed start. So just look at the ride height between the two Porsches.
Yeah.
Mark's car is substantially lower.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how true that was though, because they boot it away from the line. Looks like it varies a little bit.
No, it does look like Mark's car is a lot higher than Ash's.
No,
but...
higher. Look the opposite on my screen,
Oh.
so I don't know if we can judge much from that. So the two, let's do a rundown. There you go. You got Ash Copeland, in the first of the positive perception Porsches. You've then got Mark Raddenbury, if the camera decides to keep up, in the second of the two Porsches. Alex Osborne in the number 4 car.
As they're all sort of merging into each other.
Yeah, Joe Challoner in the... Oh God, I hate when they do this on the teleport cars. No collisions. Looks great on stream. Challoner in the Alpine.
Mark's done in the Mercedes in 7th.
Yeah, but he's not 7th because they've broken the timing beam in the wrong order, so... Ah, you can see the list of people. There they are. You're welcome. Enjoy the stream. Touring cars earlier, really good. Anyone watch Spa? It's quite good.
I watched Spa, that was good.
Formula 1 was alright as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was alright.
But it built to nothing, didn't it? It was shaped up to be a really good finish, and then they were just going to finish the race.
I mean, yeah, but... Yeah, Red Bull and, well, that was Ferrari's race to win, but strategy, yeah. Again.
Well, this is a rarity. There's your entire grid in one camera shot. So Ash leads them around the final turn. They all file up 2 by 2. Challenger's quite far back on his box. Yeah, get ready for the call. I'll let you lead the way, Carl.
Still holding, and they're off. So Ash leads the way, actually followed by Mark. But it looks like the third Porsche, number 4, is going to have the inside as Mark tries it around the outside. As I think it looks like Ash is just going to hold off, but we'll see if Osborne gets a run as going through turn 3. Osborne, oh sorry, Alex has managed to get second place through from Mark. Good overtake by him, as back towards the back of the grid, going side by side. That is, they're all sort of no one really making any moves now, as the white car of Joe now tries it on Mark. If he gets a run into the hairpin, but it doesn't look like it is. That Porsche does seem to be quite good in a straight line as he tries the outside, but it's not really gonna do anything there as he tries to go for the cutback. But again, that Porsche's got quite a good straight line speed down to the hill. Coming into the corner before Cheetah, is there an opportunity for a move? He looks at the outside, but Mark sort of covers the inside, no way through there.
quite a firm defence from Mark there, forcing Joe to go the long way round. Nothing quite available
Joe
at that point.
tries the inside of cheater. That's not gonna work though.
No, but it's given a fright to Mark. You heard the gravel kick up. Osborne was running wide, so now that's Mark running outside of Alex around the final turn, and Joe tries to get the move done as well, but is a little wide, pulls alongside.
That Porsche's got a lot of straight line speed on it compared to that Alpine, but see under braking, see if Joe's got any sort of answer as the Aston Martin goes really deep into the first corner. Managed to get a nice overtake on Joe, but Joe's got the outside going into the inside into turn 3, but
They're all getting involved. Harrison Fulton
yeah.
looks like he wants a nibble at the back of the Alpine. That's an over
Oh,
rotation. Can he gather it up? No,
big.
back the other way. It's Benton finding the wall.
That's a shame. It looks quite good, but unfortunately, that's let Joe focus up, and thinks about a move on Alex to see where he's slower. But Joe looking really strong in this opening start of the race.
Yeah, back down the front, Ash has managed to check out somewhat purple in the top corner, showing you that he's got the fastest lap. Gets it stopped, rotated and back down the hill. Meanwhile, Mark, as you said, back up to second place. He's got back past Osborne, so it is the pos per 1-2. Flash of the lights from Osborne as we head down the hill. Joe closing in, wants that podium position.
Definitely, it looks like there's going to be a strong fight for second place, or at least third, as it's like Mark sort of had a little wiggle through that corner just there.
Oh yeah, Osborne sideways as well. You heard Radbury into the gravel. Joe pits.
And in the pits.
It does say there is one stop outstanding, so it looks like there is a mandatory stop being set up by some bloke heading around Belgium. So yeah, let's see if that goes green and ticks off that stop for Joe. Excuse me.
Looking towards the front.
Radbury's nearly
Mark.
fallen off.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Alex really, well, Mark really, it looks like he's really struggling at the moment in the Porsche. Looking behind, not really anyone close enough for a move or any sort of battles forming.
So over
Mark.
on the left, you've got Challenger and Benton got green, so it is a mandatory pit stop or mandatory pit stop required in this race. Mark versus Mark. Mr. Sanyel is closing in on Mark Radbury. So Mark Sanyel, we've seen in his Mercedes in previous weeks, probably a little more comfortable in race conditions than Mark. He arrive and drive Radbury.
Yeah, Mark looks to be really struggling going wide at most corners, but
don't rule out Chris Monroe.
no.
Ian Harrison aren't too far back, and they've had a fair amount. And that was a huge jump at the curb for Radbury. He's done it again. If he's got any air in them tyres, as they both the Porsches head into the pits, it'll be a smash and dash for fuel.
Mark really looked like he closed up quite a lot to Alex. Don't know if that's the Constantina effect, but it looks like he's a lot more confident getting to the pit speed limiter than Osborne.
Does the car adjust in the box? No, they're up in the air. Joe Challenger round and across the line. So he's got the jump on Osborne. There they are heading out the pits. Joe's already on his way down, so Joe Challenger, a seasoned slip and grip racing driver, heads down to turn 1.
Yeah, that was really smart by Joe pitting early. Get out of the battle and just do clean laps and just overtake what's there still in the pits. But It's a good smart move done by Joe. Pit early, get some clean air, get some fast laps, and make the jump.
Last lap for Joe, 1:57. So that was an out lap from the pit. So we will have to compare that on this flying lap, how that compares to the guys down the front. Talking of which, Ash Copeland absolutely checked out of this stage, and it's then the battle here for third, fourth and fifth on the track.
And Mark might be able to jump the other two as well, because in that Mercedes, as he's coming into the pits,
He is, and Harrison's coming into Chris Monroe's door. There he is, sending it down the inside. Let's get a quick onboard replay. We see a gap to the inside. We send it from quite a way back, and that door just kind of closes. Not sure how far alongside they were in the braking zone, but they both lived to fight another day.
Yep.
There you go. Chris better be haggling. That's a Harrison Craggle, so a haggling. Yeah, that's a haggling. Straight down the inside. So, we go again. The young Fulton now has to chase down Chris again. Last lap comparisons, let's have a quick look. Ash Copeland, a 1:51.9, he's solidly in the 51s. Challoner did 52.
52.4.
Yeah. He's half a second off of Ash at the moment. Let's see how that all comes together. There is Ash, bit of breathing room. Chris now second for the moment. We've then got James. Sorry, James, haven't really mentioned you much in this race so far. The McLaren and James bouncing around on its way down the hill. A little off the back of the group, but nonetheless lapping well. Last was a 55, that's on par with Harrison, so any more Tom Daly moves for Harrison and James will be there. So they filter through the pits, that's Chris Monroe in. Harrison heads through to take second place on the circuit. Down into T1.
Joe looks like he's really pushing on as well. I mean, he didn't really improve, but didn't really improve that lap, but
no, but he's relying on Ash acing his pit stop.
Yep.
Chris Monroe has come out of the pits. He filled through the timing beam, there we go. So it's Joe, then Osborne, Monroe, then Raddenbury. Raddenbury's not done very well in the pits.
No. No, I think he must have taken a bit more fuel on the stop, but he looked to close the gap coming into the pits, but I think he looked like he had a longer stop, so it's a shame.
Right then, down the hill we go. Mark Raddenbury wanting to close down that gap on Chris Monroe. Mark really putting in a good lap or two in qualifying to get him down the front of the grid. Just needs to try and convert that into race pace, but we reset and go again for the second race. He's got to do it for an hour. see how he gets on closing that gap to Chris and if he can put a move. He's settled down through Cheetah now. We've stopped launching the car airborne. We're more settled now. Well, that's the first lap in a while that I've seen Ash Copeland slower than Copeland. Sorry, Copeland. It's not Josh. He's not related to Josh. Don't do that to him. Copeland. 1:53.4 compared to Joe's 52.3. So Joe taking a little bit of time out. We've also got a green delta from Harrison, so he is also improving.
Yeah, Harrison was actually quicker than Ash that last lap, so
Let's see how it compares through the next sector. So once they've got the hairpin out of the way, we'll break the timing beam in the next sector. We'll see. So currently the gap is 10.968. Up to the hairpin we go. Gets the car stopped. Fair bit of ride height on that car. Craig, have a word with him. Or is that so he can smash curbs? Down the hill we go. Breaks the timing beam under this gantry. It's now 11.2. So Ash has settled down a bit more and done one of his laps. Harrison, although improving, not quite on Ash's front running pace. So when do they decide to pit? Is that Ash in? No, that's not Ash in. That was Harrison up on 2 wheels. Harrison in, there we go. So he's leaving Ash to be the last car out on circuit.
where Harrison filtered out. My guess is going to be, I don't think it's going to be in front of Alex.
Oh,
but
Joe smashing the curb there. We caught him at airborne too. I just need a static camera on Cheetah. There we go. I think that was Raddenbury in the air as well. He is definitely closing in on Chris Monroe. The last time last game was 0.8 as they power out of the final turn and head across the line. Harrison's P symbol goes away. Raddenbury now 0.4, so Mark looking like he's going to want to attack. Harrison exits the pit, so he's well within contention to latch onto the back of these guys and go racing.
yeah, and if Mark doesn't pick his move very carefully, Chris is going to be all over the back of both of them. Oh, sorry, Harrison's going to be on the back of both of them. And he's definitely got the pace to overtake both of them, I reckon.
Ash did a 52 dead on that last lap, so no wonder Harrison wasn't quite closing in. It was a really good lap there from Ash.
Yeah.
Marked 52.2 on the last time of asking, 52.3.
Looks like Mark is also really using all of the curves and all of the track, and just every time looking over, he's either picking up some grass or launching over some curbs.
Really levelled the field moving into the race scenario. Some of the guys that were blisteringly quick aren't so quick now.
No.
And some of the guys that were a little off the pace are coming more into the fray.
Ash has just came into the pits for his mandatory stop.
There we go then, where is Joe? Just heading through Cheetah. If Ash nails this as a splash and dash, it could be quite close. He's already got the car in the air as we cut to him. There we go, the car drops. I think he will have been able to do it.
It's going to be close
There's
into
the
the
speed
turn
limiter.
one.
Yeah, there's the speed limit line. Here it comes, Joe Challoner. Across the line we go. Down the hill, like you say, Joe already up to speed. Let's see if Ash can switch the tyres on and have that car up to pace as quick as he'll need to. We just need Joe to not get carried away. There we go, makes a good turn by the looks of it. Flash the lights from Alex Osborne in the background. Joe won't be afraid of that. Mark Raddenbury as well, trying to look to attack Chris Monroe.
Alex has just got the fastest lap. So Alex is really flying in the late stages of this race.
Yeah, absolutely.
See if he can maybe challenge Joe or Alex all over that curb, really pushing on, trying to push the limits of that the Porsche.
He's got into a rhythm. Exit corner, flash lights. He's absolutely going for it.
He is. Found a lot of pace in that. And taking that tighter line through that hairpin top of the hill. So
Sorry to talk over you. We may have a run down the hill from Mark as they break the timing beam under the entry. It's 0.2 heading down. Is the line covered by Chris? It's not. He's invited Mark in, but Mark thinks better of it. That gap was going to close, but he's frightened
gone way
Chris.
too deep.
He's spooked Chris into going deep. They now try and go too wide, but that's not a corner you want to do too wide. Thankfully, Chris tucks in behind. Harrison there waiting to pick up any pieces. Doesn't look like there's going to be. At the final turn, the V8 will try and get the power down to come back at Mark, but it doesn't look like there's going to be the opportunity on this time of asking. There we go, they're 0.2 across the line. As we head down into T1, is Mark going to defend? He doesn't defend. Chris Monroe thinks about it, shows his nose. Isn't able to spook Mark. A tighter exit there from Chris, but the Radin car just carrying enough pace to carry that position, and he just needs to try and break away. And there are bets in the chat going on. Does Harrison send it on the last lap? We've got 1 minute 50 left to find out.
Looking at the top three, Alex is really putting the pressure on Joe. Not really close enough for a move, but you know, flashing his lights at any opportunity he can get. Try and put Joe under some pressure, but Joe really sort of not looking in his mirror. Looks like he's just focusing ahead on see if he can make a move on Ash, but looks like Ash is sort of falling away in these late stages of this race. However, see for the next race, looks like Alex has got a better car set up for the hour race.
Looks
He's
fantastic.
gone wide.
Off he goes. Oh,
commentator's curse that was.
He got him perfectly there. Out of the final turn, it was 0.6 the last time they went through a split.
Nice, that's the second done that.
Yeah, he's doubled his gap.
Really jinxed him there.
So as we head on to the final lap, Ash Coupland out front. Second to the good over Joe Challoner at the moment. Joe is improving on his best. His delta is green, but it may be a little bit too late in the day for Joe to get up there.
So is Ash as well, improving on his delta too. So all three of them flying on the last lap.
Then got the next group of three, fourth, fifth and sixth filing through. Mark's a little further back, got a bit of breathing room in front and behind as that car really pushing on. James in the McLaren a little tidier through there, will be able to bring it home in 8th.
It's a very quiet race.
Absolutely, and then Andy Benton, who we saw looping out earlier on, thankfully it's only the 20-minute race. Bringing up the rear of the field, trying to close down on James. Here we go then, all Ash has got to do is get it out of this corner through Cheetah and around the final bend. Joe is there, ready to pick up any pieces. All quite reserved through there, flash of the lights doesn't do much for him. There comes Tina up, they file out, they keep the Porsche in check. So the later pit stop working for Ash, he's able to maintain that fast pace, and that's a win, with second going to Joe and third to Alex. Mark will get another chance to challenge for a podium, but does well for a fourth. Chris Monroe and Harrison keeping it clean behind in at 5th and 6th. And then, as we said, it's Mark,
7th. James in 8th. and Andy in 9th. Shame Andy got a spin earlier on in the race. I think he might have had a good battle with Mark in the Mercedes, but we'll never know. But we'll see in the hour race. So again, it is a pos per 1-2 again, as the grid doesn't change from race 1 to race 2, unfortunately. So Mark's got another good chance at keeping his second place in the race, as we've had a dropout.
Who's gone?
James.
James not wanting to do the second hour race.
Ah.
That's a shame. Down to 8 cars.
So who's your money on for this race? I reckon Alex has got a good chance at potentially challenging for the win.
Well,
Definitely showed his pace.
Yeah, Mark had settled down in the second half of that one, so as long as he can not get overexcited, he could do really well in this one.
Yeah, I think definitely looked like he was overdriving the car in that first race.
Yeah, he was ramping the curbs early on and then settled down later on. I said it earlier on, Joe, he's raced the Alpine for quite a while. He picks it season after season. He's so boring. But he does know how to drive that car and will be able to churn out the laps. But Ash looked dominant in that first one, so I think Ash, by the time Joe gets through, Ash could be up the road and winning it. So I'm going to go with Ash, but with a tip on Joe.
Well, we'll see in an hour's time who's got the faster car over an hour. But
Let's speak to Ash. Ash.
Yes.
Very good things. Well done.
Thank you.
Can you do good things again?
Hopefully. Mr. Challoner and Mr. Osborne were quick at the end, and so they found pace during the race. I wasn't expecting them to be as close when I came out the pits.
That was really good, and we did ask the question if your car would be in the right place as you came out the pits, if your tyres would be okay and everything like that, having stopped, and yeah, it looked like you soaked up the pressure and just drove on.
Yeah, just tried to keep it calm, bring the tyres back up to temp again, and carry on.
Any setup changes for the longer duration other than fuel, obviously?
Slightly. I used my quali setup in that one, so I'll probably be slightly slower in this one.
But more suited to the hour-long race.
Yes, definitely. Less tyre wear.
Nice. Good stuff. Right, well, need to let you get the car in the right place, and good luck for the second one.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, good luck.
I realise I did say to you, take the lead on this evening, and I've not done very well at being quiet.
Absolutely fine.
Oh dear. As they oh no.
After he's had a COVID coughing fit.
No, we're all good. We're good. As Ash leads away the second Posper car of Mark Raddenbury. The third Porsche follows on. You've heard all this before because you've seen us do an outlap before the last race, and we're all in the same places, although Mark does like to go and pick up some marbles in a warm-up lap. Harrison would be just ahead of him at the start, so a battle of Mercedes down the back, battle of the Porsches at the front with the Alpine, Aston and Camaro all in the mix. weather looks suitably dry and boring. Track temp just dropped a degree as I said that. So you'll see. Yeah, we'll see where this all filters out.
Be interested to see how Andy gets on in this race after being spun off early. Might have grabbed some damage from that spin because it did look like he had got hit square on at the wheel. So be interested to see his pace towards the end of this race. As they keep phasing in and out of each other.
They love it.
Making life so much harder. The grid starts to line up side by side through the last sector.
I went to go and open Spotify, but it's corrupt on my machine. I'm just going to play some royalty-free like warm-up music like they do when you're at the touring cars and stuff like that.
There was
Oh, sorry.
There was a guy at touring cars in the warm-up to the.
Is it the dance?
Yeah, the dance guy. And I was at Donington Park, and the dude did the dance in front of everybody, and he was just enjoying it. And then he turned round to like everybody clapped. It was amazing.
I wonder if it's the same guy I saw at Brands Hatch. It'd be amazing if it was. Anyway, there's a race.
Yes. Oh, they're going to be held for long. So Ash leads the field, and it's green. So who's got the better start? Look like Joe's going to try and send. Osborne's going to try and send it through the inside of the turn one. Brakes quite early.
Here comes Torpedo
got the traveller
Joe.
line.
Sorry.
All relatively clean, no door bashing yet. But Alex done a very good job going from P3 to P1 as Benton goes down the inside of who is that?
Roddenberry.
Mark's really dropped back from second place. He's had an awful start, but Roddenberry's got the inside for this corner, so he's going to hang on to fourth, fifth.
Joe had got through to second place after doing a bit of a Torpedo Joe turn one. Thanks for that, Wellborn, we're keeping it. But Ash has managed to come back at Joe. Mark has then come back at Benton, so it's all settling down. Positive perception down from 1-2 to second, fourth. Here comes Monroe.
The inside of the hairpin.
Oh, Benton!
Oh, and Benton's gone massively, and the
there's a car in the gravel.
Chris Monroe.
Harrison took his Mercedes for a dip into the gravel, but he lives to fight another day. Osborne's off like a stabbed rat. Joe's now going at Ash.
As Mark's gone down the inside as well. As it's the mark on Mark through Cheetah.
Through Cheetah is oh no, he's across the curb. It's forced Roddenberry wide. He's airborne. We can see daylight under the car. He's bailed to the pits, and probably a brave thing to do.
That is.
Or a wise thing to do.
Definitely, as the rest of the field powers down the main straight.
Is Joe close enough to attack?
No, not really.
No, so the front, well, second and third settling down a bit further back. There's dives going on aplenty. In a minute it will cut across and finally catch Benton. There he is. Trying to get it on camera set 2. It's normally a bit wider. There we go.
Also looking to the outside, but
Roddenberry's got a drive through. Oh no!
Oh, speeding in pits. a shame. Chris looking down to the inside, but that's not really going to work. Just showing his nose as Mark behind him sort of gets a better run through the corner, but it's not going to really turn into opportunities.
Where's Monroe going?
Where is he going? He's cutting the grass. Didn't know Corvettes made lawnmowers.
Just behind him, so he's going to be wanting to steal that position from him. Chris semi-defensive on the way in, uses a good amount of the exit curb. Harrison in the background decides to turn in. There we go, up across the curb on two wheels, hopefully not burping the tyres too early on.
That's a touring car line, that is. As Benton goes really wide, it really looks like he's ragging that Aston Martin. Definitely more on the aggressive side, as towards the front of the pack. Joe all over the back of Ash.
He got you with the liveries.
Yeah, he did.
Talking of who's got who, that's Monroe down the inside of Benton, but the corner fades away.
Mark tries around the outside too. It's not really going to work there. Doesn't look like Chris has got as much confidence in this race compared to the 20-minute sprint we just had. Benton looking really feisty. See if he can make his way up towards the front. Like this is where he's going to settle down.
Mark's done his drive through, but it means he's just going to be here to pick up the pieces if it does go wrong. Talking of going wrong, Joe's going down the inside into the hairpin. He brakes later, he had a good run up the hill. Can Ash get it stopped and cut back? He tries to, but it wasn't there. Let's just go back 10 seconds. Yeah, it was over the brow, just left the door open a little for Joe. Joe had got a really good run up the hill. Yeah, just there, just able to get the power down and bring it home.
Joe goes slightly defensive into corner before Cheetah, but a very nice move from Joe. In through Cheetah. Both might turn into a run through the last corner, but not really. But Ash sort of using the curbing on the right to open up the corner a little bit to try and get a better run down the straight to try and get a overtake into turn one. But it looks like that Alpine's got the legs down the straights, which is slightly different to race one. It looked like the Porsches had a bit more straight line speed, but might be a bit more aero on those Porsches.
Joe hooking up that apex there. They've settled down since race one. Race one, people were pushing quite hard.
Unless you're Anthony or Andy.
Andy Benton absolutely going for it now. Harrison there, ready to pounce. Hopefully he can take the fight to Mark, push forward a little. Everyone's towing each other around though. They're all doing some really good lap times. Harrison's actually the fastest of this group on the last lap. Not quite improving on this lap though, and the others ahead are. But that's a Kraglin. Over the crest, looks for a later apex.
Harrison's just sort of biding his time as well. He looks a lot more composed than the three in front of him. Not really, the car doesn't look like it's on the edge, but probably feels it. But
Monroe to the pits now, so he feels that he's losing time in that group. As long as he doesn't speed, he will just give himself a bit of clean air, but we are barely 8 minutes into this hour-long race.
Very early stops taking place.
Yeah, we'll turn it into just finding a rhythm rather than fighting it out, and might be a wise thing to do for Chris.
Well, for Mark, it would have been a good idea because he just got swamped at the start, but unfortunately he got that drive through, so he is probably going to be out of contention. But as Chris comes out of the pits into turn 1, as Harrison is under pressure. Not Harrison, the other one. Mark
Benton.
putting pressure on Benton.
Yeah. As they head out of turn 7 and down through the S's, you've now got Mark all over the back of that Aston Martin, and Harrison will be there to pick up the pieces. Let's ride on board with Mark. I might have to shout a little bit louder, but you can see the Aston Martin ahead taking the more conventional wide line into the hairpin. It does leave the road fades to the inside of the braking zone. I mentioned earlier the tight exit to get the power down. It's worked really well there for Mark, almost giving him a run.
As get that inside.
Understeer though.
Really surprising that they're understeering through there. Going through Cheetah, trying to avoid the curbing as best you can to try and get a potential move down into the last corner.
Covered, I believe that's to the pit lane.
That is into the pits, as Benton goes into the pits for his one and only stop.
So the pit in early to find track space. Benton has then elected to cover that, and it's getting all strategic here at Slip and Grip.
It is.
Here comes Monroe into the final turn. Has he got the undercut? I can't believe I'm mentioning undercuts in endurance racing. So he's moving again. Here they come.
Chris Monroe over the start line. He's gonna get the overtake done before going into turn 1.
Can Benton brake later? No. No, but he did make me think about it. So Monroe.
But going off the start of the race, he is definitely not afraid to get the elbows out.
Yeah, but there's the risk that he'll end up facing the wrong way. Right then,
Again.
down the back straight we go. Alex Osborne now coming under pressure from Joe Challoner. Ash Copeland, or Coupland, sorry Ash. 2.5 seconds off the back, so that leaves Challoner free to play and try and get past Osborne. Last lap, 52.1 for Joe, 52.3 for Alex. Joe slightly faster, closing that gap down as they head through Cheetah, down into the final turn.
Yeah, what Alex is really pushing through those curbs. He's really using all of the track.
Just seen the YouTube chat, sorry. Andy, too far. Go and have a penalty beer. Come back and think about what you've just said. Challoner now 0.6 back. Was faster again on that lap. I wonder if Osborne has gone with a more sprinty setup, and if Joe then has the legs on him over the distance, but we will soon find out. Joe hooking up an apex there, that's good to see. Whereas Alex monsters the exit apex curve.
Well, we'll have to see how they are towards the end of the stint, because I think tyre wear is going to really come into the later stages of this race, because Ash has even said that he did a setup change for this race, just to go a bit easier on the tyres. So Alex and Josh need to keep that in mind, because Ash may be there towards the end of the race.
Alex was up on 2 wheels there. Joe chasing him down, has backed off a little by the looks of it. Cranking on the lock. Here the front tyres scrubbing on the Alpine.
bit of a wiggle as well through the activity there.
Much more composed from the left-hander. Porsche in front was starting to push on. Benton's getting a bit spicy on one row, isn't he? The gap opens up a little bit through that sector, but on the map it closed right at Andy Benton has lost 2 seconds on this lap. I don't know what's happened.
Have a look.
Are we still on his out lap? How long is this lap? I have no perception of time. Forget positive perception, I've got no perception.
No, he's. I think he is still on his out lap. No. His last lap was his out lap. His lap was at 59. I don't know.
I think his delta's just broken.
Yeah. His lap was gonna be. No, I think this was his out lap. That was.
Yeah, it was only 0.3 off. I think the delta.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what's happened to lap times, but looking at deltas, Ash and Alex in the Porsches have dropped off.
Yeah, massively.
Yeah, massively. Mark's improving, as in Mark Samuel.
Yeah.
Mark Raddenbury's, he's doing alright. He's currently quicker than Benton and Harrison and Monroe. So he's doing well. He's just a shame he had that drive-through.
Yeah. Real shame. Joe was all over the back of Alex now. See if move might be able to make a move into turn 1, but that Porsche looks to be a little faster on the straights this time round. As Ash is disconnected.
What?
Alex has dropped out. So that.
Oh yeah, Ash has pitted.
Alex is gone.
Is that enough? That's too much success.
There. Through turn 1 and off he goes.
Oh dear. Well, that's yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's Joe in the lead now. Ash is in the pits.
But he's about to get done by Raddenbury, so has he had an engine rebuild or?
No. Alex is disconnected, not Ash.
No, but Ash has just come out the pits last. Kyle?
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
Ash.
Now, Alex is disconnected.
Alex is disconnected, and Ash.
Rest in internet, Mr. Osborne. But Ash Coupland has done his pit stop and has come out behind Raddenbury. He's been through the pits twice. So something's gone wrong from Ash, and Alex has disappeared.
Disconnected. Yeah, I don't know what's happened there. Maybe a tyre change. Maybe.
Yeah, it's been suggested in the chat that it was indeed a tyre change that has happened. Not quite gone the Posper way.
No. Shame for.
However, that does still beg the question: where will Harrison and Mark Sanyal come out after their pit stops? Because we know Mark and Ash have had slower pit stops. The guys have been battling earlier on. So actually the tip on Joe potentially doing okay. I know we've got 3/4 race distance left as he understeers off the circuit entirely. It does look quite good for Joe.
There's
So there is your current second place.
well, I think it's glitched out a little bit, so it's still showing as Alex is first apparently. Don't know what's going on there. Sure if there's any battles, but I think everyone's sort of spaced out a little bit. I think be interesting to see where Mark and Harrison their finishes. I think Joe's in the pits.
Sorry about that. Oh, Raddenbury's in the gravel. There he is.
He's off exploring. Like he's just outbroke himself into the hairpin, just sort of understeered. Very lucky not to hit the barrier there.
Yeah, it didn't come off the brakes and he managed to line it back up. I'm stuck in the underworld.
Joe's just came out the pits as well. He came out in third. I think the closest battle at the moment is Andy and Chris Monroe. Yeah. Bumper to bumper at the minute. Andy's just outbroke himself there, but almost collected the back of Chris, but we'll see.
Oh, we've got another yellow flag. The 750. Raddenbury is back to pit. So
Oh dear.
he's not enjoyed that one.
No.
Did he fall or was he?
No.
What the hell happened there? It's quite a violent turn to the right.
I wonder if his wheel's disconnected.
It's very, very strange.
We've lost 2-3 people now.
Has he gone? Yes, he has gone. Oh dear, well, that wasn't a very positive perception on that race, was it? So, Ash is on a recovery drive, 16 seconds off the back of the pack. Andy Benton is having a fight with Monroe. There it is. And there's your current leader just going out the bottom of the screen, Joe, or what will be your net leader. Yeah.
It's
a shame. It's a shame that we've lost so many people this evening.
Yeah.
You know, James had to go and Mark's had to go and Alex looked like a connection issue. So we did jump back in and get involved in the fight, even though with 2 people commentating 6 cars. There we go, we'll do our best, providing some entertainment to the guys in Belgium. Fighting through COVID. Let's do this.
Were they off to go watch the Spa 24?
They were indeed. Well, since Thursday, I want to say. They drove across Thursday.
Trip I want to do at some point.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. I was booked to do the Nürburgring 24. By booked, I mean I'd booked on to go. Not they had booked me to do the commentary. But COVID cancelled that, unfortunately. That Aston Martin behind looks like it's just pushing on everywhere. Ah, there's Mark. Brake pedal went bye-bye. To build yourself a set, Mark. Got some laser cut sheet metal you can buy, it's really cheap. Snapped a bolt. Oh, mechanical failure. Pictures in the chat, please. Pictures in the Discord. Just don't get your feet in the pictures, otherwise Josh will be after you. Yeah, that narrow turn in for the Aston Martin behind. Chris isn't quite able to shake Andy Benton, but Andy's car just pushing on a little bit. This is where we saw him go wide earlier on. Can he get the nose in this time? Yeah, he just clips that inside, gets it unwound. So guys are matching where they need to. So they're just falling that little bit further off the back of Joe. Benton not quite able to attack just yet.
Yeah. Benton's definitely, well, as long as he holds it together, he's got a good chance at catching and maybe overtaking Chris Monroe.
Huge leap of curb for Benton. It pushes him onto the next curb. Somehow still 0.4 up on Delta.
All pushing on. Despite having only 6 runners, they're not leaving much on the table.
No, certainly not. And they're hammering the life out of the cars. Harrison to the pits.
Don't think the mechanics will be happy thrusting his car around at the minute.
There he is. And there goes Ash, so that does indeed drop Harrison to the back of the field. It'll then be a battle now to try and get the laps the lap time down and try and get the undercut on Mark, who is currently out front. Here he is.
Yeah, Mark's done a good job. I mean, I know he's not fighting for the lead, but he's not got that bad pace actually. I think it's considering.
Yeah, just little unforced errors like that over the crest, braking a little deep, the outside line for the hairpin. He's lost 5/10 on his delta and things like that, just pushing onto the grass. Little bits and pieces, tweaks in the setup, but it's all progress.
Just needs to reel it back a little bit.
Yeah, and the setup will progress. Each week he'll understand a little more on what he wants to do. Into the pits he goes. He thinks, right, Harrison, you're not undercutting me by that much. So he brings the car into the pit lane. Harrison, yeah, quite early on in the lap. I wonder if Harrison did tyres as well, because he's 22 seconds off the back of Ash.
Yeah, that was a very long stop, so I'm pretty sure that's a tyre change. At Andy, which is all over the back of Chris Monroe. Is he going to try and do the same thing he did towards the start of the race? No, he's not.
Look how early he is on the power though. Really good traction in there, but the V8 power ahead, or at least both V8s, and both V8s. Ignore that. Just the power of the car ahead, driving away out of the turn.
Look how much it closes the braking zone. So much confidence. Oh, it's gone too wide. It's not going to help your overtaking opportunities.
That's pressure off Chris for now. He's still got Joe in his sights if Joe does make an unforced error. But on raw pace at the moment, you've got to say that it is Joe that's moving towards a victory in this race. We're not even halfway yet, Carl.
I know how it is for COVID. I had it the last year. Has your sense of smell gone? No, it's a strange question.
No, I've still got it, but my girlfriend's got COVID as well, and she's got no taste. But to be fair, she's with me, so I don't think she ever has.
Hey.
Sideways for the Aston Martin in the background, trying to be keen on the power.
I had COVID a year, 2 years ago.
Right, and did your taste go?
My smell and taste went, but not my taste, but my smell's gone, and it's still gone.
Still gone?
It's still gone after over a year.
Wow! Don't tell the girlfriend that, she'll be fuming.
I can smell though. I can still smell, but it's not as strong as it used to be. Don't know how to describe it. I can still smell, but again, there's like certain smells I can't pick up on.
Bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah. Meh. You get what you're given.
I guess so. Yeah. I was given COVID by one of our work colleagues, but anyway.
Oh, nice.
Don't want any. No, I've not been sneaking around with our work colleagues. No, someone took it into their office and distributed it. Yes, delightful. Anyway, we progress. We move on. Mark has managed to get back out of the pits ahead of Harrison. Harrison's got a 9-second deficit to try and make up. Ash Copeland has the fastest lap. He's been into the 51s, as has Joe, who are 0.01 apart on their fastest lap.
Just got a slight pace advantage at the minute. It's gained over a second that last lap on Joe.
Well, and on these two,
half a second.
battling here, yeah, Joe's starting to get away from these two. Ash may be able to recover a second place out of this. He's got enough time to do it. We've got half an hour left. If the guys out in Belgium are still watching, if anyone else is still watching, please do leave comments. Let us know what you want to see. If you want to ride aboard with Harrison for a lap, if you want to watch a rear wing cam off of Monroe, if you want to ask a question, anything, feel free to interact with the stream.
Now is the best opportunity you'll get.
Go on.
Mark has posted a video in chat, and it doesn't work for me, so I don't know what's going on there. Thought it was going to be a picture of his snap brake pedal, but
Which chat is this in?
uh,
Oh, it's an MP4,
GT4.
but he sent it as an MP4. Open in iMovie. Okay. I can start a new project, but I cannot view it. Oh. Save it. Save to files. Save. Can I view it in files? Talk amongst yourselves.
quite impressive how he's broken a bolt in his brakes. Oh, we've got sex bots again.
Wellborn, stop drinking beer and fix the bots. Can't get it to open. Oh dear. So, what's happening?
Andy dropped back a little bit.
Oh, what's he
Chris.
doing? He's going for drift points.
His bat ended up in the wall.
Helicopter cam. Here he is, so he flick of the handbrake on the power, he's understeered and that's gone to oversteer, and then he's transitioned. Wow.
The grass.
I'm going to score that at 5.3 in the Slip Grip GT Drift Championship. I think if you're an admin, Andy, you can actually block the user. You right click on them if it's your stream. I don't think I can do it because I'm only borrowing your stream or whatever it's called. But yeah, you can block the user because it's the same one each week. They're loyal, I'll give you that, which is surprising for a sex bot, but some loyalty being shown. So Ash is closing in. There he is, the number 5 Porsche has a challenge on his hands. So the guys in front running in the 54s, Ash is solidly in the 52s, so next lap he should be with them. Harrison and Mark about 12 seconds apart. I saw it briefly flash up there. Hopefully those two. Oh no. Andy Benton's been wide again. Car pushing on. He's not happy with how it's handling at all.
Did Ash have a longer pit stop, or was it teleported into the pit stop?
No, he had a longer pit stop.
Okay. I was say if he got teleported into the pits, then he would have had to make another stop. Sure.
No, he's green. He's all done. There they are then, well within the camera shot. Andy Benton is going to go from attacking to defending rather quickly, I'd imagine.
Looks like he's really burnt out his tyres as well. He's really struggling to keep any sort of pace going. It's everyone else around him is sort of either a bit quicker than him, as Ash is, or keeping a consistent time. But it looks like Benton's really struggling.
Mark has uploaded his footage to YouTube, and I'm glad he did, because we can see that he's got a floppy one. Floppy pedal. His pedal's gone floppy, there's nothing left to it. He's something called a pedal fan. There we go then, in the background Ash does again close in, 1.7 on the times now.
Ash really pushing to close the gap.
He's got a nice challenge there. It's really good.
Did you watch much of the 24?
Sorry to interrupt. Benton's
Oh,
binned it.
Ash has got. Oh, that's Benton gone.
Oh dear, that's gone from third to fucked pretty. Oh no, I swear on YouTube. That's gone to broken pretty quickly. Back to the pits. No, he's gone. He's just quit. Down to 5 cars. Love streaming 5 cars. Thanks to everyone that's not had mechanical failures. Love you, Mark. So Joe leads the way from. I can't even. Can I disconnect it and reconnect to get rid of all the names? I've got 9 cars on my broadcasting list, and I have to like click between them. It's a royal pain. So there's Joe leading from Chris Monroe. So Ash has got his podium position.
If you disconnect it and reconnect it, it might help it. No.
Does it work or not?
No.
No, okay, I'll carry on then. Chris Monroe, second place, but lapping 1.5 seconds slower than Ash Copeland. So, can Ash get second? 20 minutes to find out. Ash was 0.4 faster than Joe on the last lap. 10 seconds. 0.4 a lap.
If you close it and reopen it, it resets.
Yeah, but the shortcut's hidden behind my game. So I'd have to close the game, or I can launch it through my desktop folder. Many things we can do. I think I'll just whinge about it a bit more and carry on with my life, but I don't think I need to click on many different names, to be honest. Harrison has fallen 12 seconds off the back of Mark. Mark is 17 off the back of Ash, and we're watching Ash and Chris and Joe's 8 seconds ahead, so I think we'll hang here for a bit. Checking out that apex. Well, he's got the rhythm for cheating now. The car just a little bounce off the inside curb, but absolutely handles it fine. Round the final turn we go. As we head down across the line, Chris Monroe does a 54 dead, and Ash does a 52.6. So, time to strike this lap. Let's see where it goes.
I think it'll be next lap. I think I'll wait until turn 1. Try and stay as close as possible through the last corner. And sort of 7-1 through the last corner, unless Chris Monroe makes a mistake. Are both of them pushing on? Tyres are going to start to feel slightly worn out now. It's 18 and, well, nearly 18 and a half minutes to go. Tyres are going to really be screaming for mercy at this point.
Yesterday's 2-hour race felt quicker than this.
Oh, it did.
See, Ash doesn't have any problems getting that car into the apex at all. He's hitting every apex he needs to, whereas other cars we've seen across the evening just push on a little bit. Chris has got the Camaro where he needs it though, which right now is in the middle of the road.
Gone a bit wide through that corner, going through Cheetah. Really an overtaking spot, maybe through the last corner, but I reckon Ash is going to hold it, get a better exit, and put someone in turn 1 hopefully. Down the main straight is there an opportunity for an overtaking to 1, he's looking.
Joe's responded though. Joe is in the 52s.
Joe has responded. Ash wants a chance at winning the race or catching Joe, then Ash has really got to get this overtake done sooner rather than later. He looks to the inside, staying quite big in Chris's mirrors through the quick chicane. Ash is really losing some time, behind Chris. He really needs to crack on and get the overtake done. Might be opportunities. He looks around the outside, but there's no way through coming down the hill. It looks like Ash has got a slightly better run, but goes a bit wide on the exit compared to Chris. Chris might go down the inside through this section, which he does, but Ash sees it and he's gonna get the cut back coming into Cheetah, but Cheetah's not really an overtaking spot, so he's just gonna hang back a little bit as he's almost on the brakes. Really run into the back of Chris there, coming through the last corner, all over the curb and the entry curve and the exit curve. Really pushing on. But Ash really needs to get a hurry on to potentially challenge Joe.
Yeah, there's 10-second deficit to Joe at this point, and he's only got 15 minutes left to do it. So what's that, 7 laps? So he needs to be nearly a second a lap quicker, and I don't think at this stage he's got to hope Joe, he needs to get past now.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be a send. Oh, I thought about it. He could have, but it would have been questionable.
To look to the inside again through the chicane, but again, there's not too many overtaking spots around Kyalami.
Here comes one. He gets a good run up the hill. Which line does Chris take? Chris covers the inside. He fades to the right. He's left a gap, but then not a gap. A little bit indecisive up the hill from Chris. Ash is feeling that though, because
just sort of placed the car where he needed to be, and Ash couldn't really do anything about it.
Looks towards the inside. Is it going to be a late dive to the right? No, not on this time of asking. The gap to Joe now 11 seconds. So for Ash, that gap's going the wrong way. It's all pushing towards Joe's favour. Kick of the inside curve from the Camaro. That's all right though. You can get away with that. It helps rotate the car. Kick of that curb as well. That will have delayed him out of the turn. So it's a drag race down to turn 1. Under the gantry we go. That's 24 laps complete, or we're on lap 24, I don't know. Don't really care. Down into turn 1, the Porsche is on the inside of the Camaro, braking, covers the inside line. Chris not able to get that nose in. He gets it unwound earlier onto the power, but drops in behind Ash. So from that, it appears that is job done. Can we go for first?
It's a big ask for Ash, but might be able to do it as long as he can keep the tyres alive. Don't use them up earlier on. See how much tyre life he's got left. Did they at the start of the race that he's I reckon he'll be a bit faster compared to Joe, but will it be enough for the last 13 minutes of this race? The gap ahead is 11 seconds at the timing meet. So Ash really needs to gain probably a second and a half every lap if he wants a chance at challenging for the lead. Looked like Chris had also he could keep up with Ash through the first half of the lap, but as soon as you get past that hairpin, it looked like the Porsche of Ash really comes alive. That's where Ash sort of found the time compared to Chris.
Oh, a little bit sideways for Ash. That delayed him that time.
Yeah. He used all his tyres.
Yeah, Joe actually extending the gap like that.
He did have a overtake into turn 1, but I don't think that. I think that mistake going for the last corner isn't going to help.
See how that sector compares. Yeah, extended again. Oh no, 11.6 now it's 11.5. So point 1 faster there. A little bit of grass on the way through. Maximising every entry, hammering every apex.
Joe's made a mistake as well. He's all over the grass coming out of the fast chicane.
Oh dear. Not what he needs to be doing, so that's now psychological. He knows that Ash is after him. All he needs to do is keep it clean.
Saying that, his delta doesn't look too bad.
Not bad at all. Final turn, we've got about 10 minutes left to go. 11.3. They're sharing lap times, they're fighting on splits, but it's not enough, and Joe would need quite a sizable error. Looking quite composed by the number 1 car. Not sure why it's number 1, he didn't intend for it to be, but here we are. Excuse me. Not pushing quite as hard as Ash, you can see on a few of the exits, not as aggressive, but that's not a bad thing for Joe. He's managed to walk away from Chris, so it's a shame that he got held up for a couple of laps we then saw. Absolutely driving away. He's taken quite a chunk through the first sector. 10.7 rather than 11.3.
Maybe Joe's starting to feel the pressure now, but just needs to keep it clean for the rest of the race.
With 10 minutes left, I feel he's probably just backed off a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Well, at least...
Sorry, 10.7 was maintained on that last.
At least Posper still got a lot of screen time on the stream.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is Ash has definitely done a lot more of the action.
Check the time across the line. 10.7, so we had a good first sector. It's maintained through the rest of the lap.
Everybody's sort of in no man's land now. Everyone's sort of in their own bubble. Really gaining, not really. Well, Ash is pulling away from Chris, but not really gaining on Joe. So, unless Joe makes a mistake. Porsche doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, it's one of the better sounding cars. Oh, how's he doing? No, still 10.7. They're matching each other.
Yeah. I think they're all in no man's land.
0.045 on that last lap. There's Joe, curse of the commentator. Let's go on board. Give him understeer. Oh, he's going to push wide. He's going to go way off track. 2 wheels, I think.
That's a lot of understeer in that car. Did you watch much of the 24-hour Spa?
Only this morning. Saw the highlights. It was cool. Looked a good race. And I go through phases with GT racing and endurance racing. Like sometimes I like doing AC and I'll get into it. And like yesterday when we did the endurance race, getting into the rhythm of it. Really like that side of it. Other times I just want to sprint race and can't bother with the longevity of it and the planning.
Well,
you prefer the endurance stuff, don't you?
yeah, definitely. Well, I've come from iRacing. I normally do 3 hours, 6 hours, 24, 12 hours. Anything over an hour. But saying that, I've just given up iRacing, so do a bit more AC.
Joe banging it down in gears to get it stopped for T1.
Really looking forward to ACC endurance races on the boys. Well, it's Slip and Grip the boys on Posper, which I think Mark, who's the other one?
The other one who?
The other admin of Posper, he'll be commentating over the endurance racing over there.
Oh, really? Oh.
David.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the chat to decide on it, but they asked me to put my names into a calendar. And I never put my name in calendars. It's dangerous.
Interesting line through that hairpin there.
I think it's probably understeer induced.
Yeah.
Now, as a contrast, we head down the hill and see how we're looking in the Porsche. It's a little sharper on the front, but Ash having to be quite hesitant on the front.
Yeah, I mean, the initial steering, he sort of flicks it in initially, and then sort of like how how Fernando Alonso drove the Renault. You sort of flick it in and just try and steer the car, or just pull the car through the corner.
Rear engine thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's got it to under 10 seconds. Joe had a slower lap on that last one. Ash was 0.9 faster.
2 minutes to go.
So that's lap plus 1.
Yeah. Probably 9.5 at the minute.
gap to Joe, 9.2, but we've only got 1 lap left.
Gonna ride on board for last lap with Joe.
It was getting a bit loud actually. So flash of the lights as we head across the line with Joe. This is it. All he has to do is drive around 1 lap and not lose 8.7 seconds. All he has to do is make this apex. All he has to do is not bin it through this right-hander.
Not a bad drive from Joe. Although not much competition with Alex unfortunately dropping out at about the midway point of the race. But
Can't believe we're commentating on 5 cars. Harrison has single-handedly won and come last in silvers.
Sort of record.
Single car and then yeah, guaranteed podiums throughout.
Yeah.
Welcome to Slip and Grip.
It's not normally like this.
No, it's a shame we started with, what, 11 cars? 10 cars?
Yeah. 9 cars, but fortunately, I think everyone's all raced out with 24 hours of Spa going on. French Grand Prix. But it's a shame, but only so much racing you can do on one weekend.
Yeah, and so many pedals you can snap in half, Mark. Yeah, so all he's got to do is not roll the car at Cheetah, and given by how much he just braked for that corner, he's just cruising it home. Well,
Joe wins.
there you go, flash of the lights, Joe Challoner.
Good
Takes
drive.
the win.
Leader has finished the race.
Ash did really well. He closed the gap right up, given that he had fresh tyres for changing them in the stop where Joe didn't.
Chris
Done really
Monroe,
well there. Yeah, Monroe
overall
across the line.
third, and first in AM. So we look towards Mark. P4 overall and second in class, and Harrison coming through Cheetah.
That's it. He's a fair distance off the back of the pack, but he's a young lad, and Craig, if we've taught him resilience, which that was, fair play. He's got it done, dusted, and gets the points for a win in his class, which will do him wonders in the championship. So that's really good for Harrison. And there you go. Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got places to be, so we will wrap the stream up there. Cheers to the guys keeping us company in chat. Thank you, Kyle, for taking a bit more of the stream. I know I got a bit more talkative towards the end.
Green light, go.
Covered up my coughing fit as well.
Absolutely fine.
Thank you very much. And we will... Is that the end of the season? Have we got another one? Who knows?
We've got another 2.
We've got another 2. Oh, very good. Well, I'll see you this time next week then. Or no, I'll see you 2 hours ago. But next week. I'll see you next week. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Carl.